still, I feel like so many things have changed since the last time we filmed. So title, I got engaged over Christmas break, whatever it is. It was incredibly gosh darn adorable, I'm not gonna lie. Dominic, you may have heard me talk about him. We just bought a house this last year. It's my lifelong roommate. Has since asked me to be his wife. It sounds so weird to say. The actual thought of like marrying him isn't weird. Like the thought of living with him forever, being with him forever is like, but like saying like fiance or getting married is weird. So yeah, I feel like that took a little detour for a second. So we've got our wedding date, which is Sunday, September 22nd. So I'm very, very, very excited. And yeah, so you're going to see some videos inspired around that. And today is one of them. We're going to have our engagement photos coming up, I believe, in like a month-ish, maybe sooner, maybe a little bit later. Who knows? But of course, I'm like, what am I going to do with my face? Well, the main thought has been, what foundation am I going to wear for my wedding? So I need to start trying things out. And this is going to be for the engagement photos. So really just any photos you're taking, if they are engagement photos, then you're really up your alley. But I wanted to try some things out. I also wanted to test 2 of like my favorite foundations up against each other. I'm actually wearing 2 different foundations on my face, on half of my face. And I'm going to come back later at the end of the day and kind of give an update. How are they looking? Which one I think I'm going to go with. Let me know if you see a difference or what side you prefer. Yeah, so a lot of exciting things are happening in my world for 2018. I hope hope it's starting off good for you. But if you want to see how to get this look or how I'm going about my engagement photo life or photos in general, then please keep watching. And I hope you enjoy. Oh, please comment, rate, link, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, or just keep watching. So eyebrows are on. Today I actually just put concealer on my eyes. I'm not going to set them. I didn't used to, so we'll see. I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie. Again, obviously, well loved, well used. I'm kind of going to go back to the basics with a lot of it. On my Morphe MB23 and popping that into my crease and above. So next up is my newfound favorite. I know there's that saying oh, don't sleep on this or I slept on that. That's how I feel about this shade because it's in the Modern Renaissance palette and I use or I have used every other shade but this shade and I don't understand why. Well, I mean I do. Wait, I'll just go. So it is Warm Taupe. So what originally made me use this shade is I was watching Candy Johnson and she was talking about contouring the eye and just using a gray toned color, and I liked that look on her. And when I was looking for a shade like that, I saw this shade and I've been using it and oh my goodness, slept on it. Why? I've been using the shade all the time now. Just throw it in the crease and go. I've been using it as part of it. So I just am loving this shade right now. Now, so I'm trying out looks for in my engagement photos / maybe a wedding look. I'm not sure yet. So I'm trying different things. So usually I would be doing, or usually I do wear more warmer tone colors. Now for photos, I know that can be different and I don't want to go too crazy. So I'm going to try this shade out and wear it for the day and see if I like it. That's why I went in with Peach Smoothie since it has a little bit of that orangey warm tone vibe. And then I'm going to take Warm Taupe on the MB13 and I'm going to put that in my crease to darken it up a little bit. We'll see. Again, this is all about trying. But in general, besides for photos, seriously, this shade, if I've been using all the shades in this palette, but that one and now I'm what? Slept on that shade. So good. It's the new killer. So I switched up the brush and I used this Wet n Wild. It's like a smaller, denser creaser brush. Again, don't know what I tried to, but I got better pigment and laying down a product with that one. So then I'm going to take the MB23 and zhuzh that out. And I'm just trying things. I have like no idea what's going to happen here. So I'm actually going to take some of burnt orange and Railgar, but I'm only going to try to take like a Railgar, and then I think I might go back over that with Warm Taupe, but we'll see. I'm taking Wet n Wild, so I'll go with a little burnt orange and Railgar. And then going back in with that Warm Taupe, I don't know what colors I want. I'm not quite sure, so. And then the MB23. Then for the eyes, I'm gonna mix Vermeer and Primavera in the Mon Renaissance. Obviously, I can't choose if I want to do warm or cold. I feel like that's just what this is. So the e.l.f. flat definer brush, I sprayed it with some Fix Plus. I will take the Wet n Wild brush again. I'm going to take a little bit of that Warm Taupe just to more mix them together. I just took the MB23 and zhuzhed that out. I always like to finish up and blend. And then I'm going to make the top of the eyes done. I'm going to take the makeup wipe, the only one. For the rest of my face, this is where it's going to start getting into a bit of a gamble. I was going to say no. It's just I'm going to try out two different foundations on either side of my face. But first, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. For foundations, okay, so I understand this like seems extra, but this is for my engagement photos, and like I'm trying to see what foundation I want to use for the wedding, so just keep that in mind. On one side of my face, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Foundation. I've had this for about 2 months now, and I really like it for so many reasons. It is matte, how it dries down, how it applies, for the shade, for how long it stays on, for keeping the oil at bay. So many things. I do love this, but again, this is new to me. So my holy grail foundation has always been, at least for like crazy day long activities, is in the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. A lot of people, like these are two different formula wise. Like this is thicker, moussier, full coverage foundation. This one's a little bit lighter, liquider, applies easier. Like I wear this to work every day because it's so easy. But this has just always been my go-to in terms of how long it stays on, the coverage, how it looks, color. So I really wanted to put these two next to each other on my face, where all day long I'm going to run some errands, I'm going to work out, stuff like that, and really see which one I prefer. So this is where it gets the little extra part. My holy grail combination always been the 12-hour Amazonian Clay, and then I always go over with the Dior Air Flash. I like to just spray this on a brush, kind of pounce in certain areas to give me that real airbrush look. So I'm going to do that with both sides with the Fenty. I feel like I'm holding so many different things. I'm going to spray them both, the Fenty and the Tarte, with the Dior Air Flash, just because the finish on this I like, and I feel like it, like, I don't know, like spray paint locks in your face. We're trying things out. We'll live, we'll learn, we'll see. I'm going to go on with the Fenty on this side of my face and the Tarte on this side. So I had just started trying to take the Tarte on a sponge, but I usually always did it with a brush, so I might start with a sponge and move to a brush. So this is hard. So first impressions of them side by side, I feel like the Tarte one actually looks a little bit dewier, which the Fenty is a Pro Filter matte. So that makes sense. I mean, I always thought of the Tarte one as a matte foundation, but that's just because probably by the end of it I had mattified it a lot. So, and I don't notice anything really drastically different up front. I mean, the shades are good, right? That's half the battle. I think maybe, and this is like a maybe, this is too soon, that this accentuates fine lines a little bit more. And there's a little bit of coverage over here, but that could be how I applied it around my eyebrows. So I think this is more of a time will tell type of deal, because that's really what matters to me. So it is good, at least they seem very similar. So I am going to take, though, the Air Flash Dior. I have mine in shade 200. I guess I didn't say that. My Tarte foundation's in shade light medium sand, and the Fenty's in 190. And then I'll take the Dior Air Flash. I'm just going to take an Amazon flat kabuki brush. I like to brush them on and pat it into the skin. So then with the Dior Air Flash over it, I'm liking how it looks so far. For right now, I'm going to go in with both. I make it even worse. So, I'm going to pounce that in. I like make my life worse trying to edit this with. And then I'll take the Urban Decay. They're both in light neutral. Right now I'm taking the Laura Mercier. I'm going to liquid contour. I believe this is what I'm going to do for the photos because I've been liking what it's been looking like. And then for bronzer, I'm gonna go with the Butter Bronzer with my blush brush. For under the eyes, I'm gonna take that Peach Smoothie on a Morphe E18. And then I will take the e.l.f. 202. The e.l.f. 202 brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that burnt orange and railgar. So I think for the actual day I do this, I'm going to just buy individual lashes. So I am going to just take, so I think I'm going to do individual lashes that day, but for now I'm going to take my Christina Wisps, but I'm going to cut them like shorter, and I'm going to cut the tops so they're not so long, so they look a lot more natural. Lashes and mascara are on. I actually probably could have cut a little bit more off, but again, I think I'm going to use individuals. So just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more, I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs highliner pencil in Deja Blue. This just really opens up your eyes, which I need. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm going to take Vermeer, Tempera from the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to hit this on my brow bone. And I will do the inner corner of my eye. For blush, I'm going to go in with these two shades from the e.l.f. blush palette. I'm pretty sure these are from the light palette. And then for highlight, I'm going to go in with the Essence Pure Nude. It's just, yeah. I promise I will work on finding a new one. It is cheap. And then to finish up the look, the All-Nighter setting spray. And for lips, I'm taking the every trusty NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Stockholm. So then that completes this look. This is going to be, and I actually do think this will be, at least for my engagement photos. I'm liking this eye look. It's a little bit of a smoke. I do want to check in with updates on the face, the two different foundations. So as of right now, I don't notice too much of a difference. The only thing I notice that looks a little bit cakier here, not where my line is, but here, than it does over here. But again, a lot of foundations can look like a way at first, and it really matters how it looks throughout the days and in photos, so I'm going to test that as well. Here it is. Here is the photo ready. Not a warm, not a cool. I don't know, someone else made these for me. But I hope you enjoyed this look. I will check back later. And okay, so I wanted to check back in. It's almost 5 o'clock now. Finished my makeup around like 12:30. Went and ran some errands, and I actually just got back from the gym for about an hour. I ran and stuff, and I was actually sweating quite a bit. Like, I mean, I'm still in my gym clothes, and I was wearing this. And I'm pleasantly surprised. One, that I didn't like sweat my makeup off. Side note, changed my lip color for that second video. I was just doing like an in-depth look of my face, and for one, they're both staying on amazingly. Like, I was sweating at the gym, and I didn't want to like rub and stuff, and I didn't even want to pat, so it was getting bad though, like dripping. So I just took a piece of like paper towel and did a pat mainly like on my forehead, a little bit over here, and that is it, and threw it away and was just like, no, we're gonna let it go and see what happens. And I don't know if you can tell, we're good to go on both parts. I was just inspecting. So for a while there, the only thing I noticed, this is the Fenty side, this is the Tarte side. Here, I do have a deeper line, like smile line there, just in general, than I do on this side of the face. So it was settling. If any area on my face is drier, it is right there. So I noticed in this square area, it seemed like cakier a little bit, but honestly, the same thing is kind of over here. I think just because that's the only place that's not really oily on me, so all the foundations look like cakier there. I might prefer the Tarte one just like a smooge more in that sense. Honestly, I don't know why. It's like when I sweat, it sometimes makes my makeup look like better. Like, I think this area looks better because it looked like dryish cakey before, and so it got some sweat in it. It doesn't look as bad, but I mean, my bronzer's still on, my contour's good, my blush is there. We've got some highlight. It didn't really rub off. So I have not put any powder or anything else on my face. So I'm kind of, I'm amazed. So it's been, what, 5 hours? So I want to wait until like 8 o'clock at night, because that's about as long as this girl can wait to take her makeup off. So my eyelash is also popping off. I'm gonna go live my life, and I will be back. So I wanted to come pop in and do my last check-in. It's almost 8 o'clock. I really want to take my makeup off. This eyelash is popping off, but so you're zoomed in. You're here. You're in it. The lip is finally fading, but all in all, the makeup is like held up really well on both ends. I know this side of my nose, not close to DB, is getting a little something. On this side of my face in here, it's looking a little cakey, but I mean, nothing too crazy. I feel like my highlight on this side is better too. I don't know. But all in all, these two foundations have held up wonderfully. I mean, this Tarte one, I have always said that, and then the Fenty one was seeming like it could maybe be the same, if not better. So doing a comparison of the two is helpful in the sense I'm like, okay, well, I could probably use either one and be okay. Let's see, I noticed some here. They're very comparable to each other. I don't know. I was like FaceTime, Snapchatting my cousins and my best friend and kind of asking them. I was getting a little bit of mixed reviews. They were both saying they look good. Some people were saying the Fenty side. Some people were saying the Tarte side. I think I prefer the Tarte side just a little bit until it held up with my blush, highlight, and contour. Just like a smidgen more, but like my forehead, again, I'm getting greasy. In here, both of them get cakey. Hey, so they're both winners. So if you're looking for two great mattifying, stay for a long time, sweat through foundations, I would definitely give either of these a try. All right, I'm gonna end it for the night. Take off this lash that wants to pop off. And I hope you enjoyed. Please do the thing that requires pushing buttons and whatever. Comment, rate, whatever. Link, subscribe, keep watching. And I will see you in the next one.